Picture a coin. Not just any coin. The German mark. 1914. One of the most trusted currencies on earth. Watch it spin. Gold-backed. Government-guaranteed. Worth exactly what it says it's worth. This is Berlin before the fall. Factories roaring. Innovation exploding. Culture thriving. Germany isn't just a country, it's an industrial empire. The mark reflects this power. 4 marks to 1 American dollar. Stable. Reliable. Respected worldwide. Walk through these streets. Markets overflow with goods. Families dine well. Children play without worry. Bank vaults shine with gold bars. Real gold. Real value. Real trust. This isn't fantasy. This is documented history. This is what a functioning currency looks like. Then August 1914 arrives like a thunderclap. War. The government faces a choice. Every war needs funding. Massive funding. Soldiers need pay. Weapons need building. The war machine demands feeding. So how do you pay for it? Option 1. Raise taxes. Tell citizens to sacrifice now. Pay for the war as you fight it. Unpopular. Painful. Honest. Option 2. Borrow and print. Delay the pain. Make promises about the future. Bet everything on victory. Because when you win, the defeated enemy pays for everything. Right? Watch these politicians debate. Watch them shake their heads at the tax option. Watch them nod at the printing press. Just temporarily, they say. Just until we win. Just this once. They chose the light. The printing presses start. Not dramatically at first. Just a trickle. Just enough to cover expenses. Fresh mark notes roll off the machines. Military paymasters distribute wages. Factories build weapons. Trains carry supplies to the front. Behind closed doors, something else happens. The gold reserves, the foundation of everything, start disappearing. Bar by bar. Shipped away. Spent on war. And the gold standard? Suspended. A sign goes up, temporary measure. That word. Temporary. The most dangerous word in monetary policy. 4 years of war. 4 years of printing. Calendar pages flip faster and faster. And the printing presses match the pace. Slow at first. Then faster. Then they never stop. The trenches fill with exhausted men. Explosions tear through flesh and earth. Hospitals overflow with the wounded. Food rations shrink. The home front transforms. Women work the factories now. Children play with wooden toys because metal is for bullets. Store shelves start looking different. Empty spaces appear. Gaps where goods used to be. But the government keeps printing. Day shifts. Night shifts. The presses never sleep. Mountains of fresh currency pile higher. Dark clouds gather over Berlin. Not weather clouds. Something worse. The storm of mathematics. The reckoning of reality. Because you can delay truth, but you cannot defeat it. And Germany is about to learn this lesson written in blood and worthless paper. November 1918. Silence falls across the Western Front. Germany has lost. Watch the soldiers return. Not marching. Stumbling. Weapons broken. Flags lowered. The streets of Berlin fill with shock and despair. Veterans who survived the trenches now beg on corners. The newspapers scream it, Germany surrenders. But losing the war is just the beginning. The real punishment is still coming. Versailles. Allied leaders gathering to decide Germany's fate. And they don't want reparations. They want annihilation. Watch them write the terms. Watch the numbers grow. 132 billion gold marks. Read that again. Billion. In gold. An impossible sum designed not to be paid but to cripple. To ensure Germany never rises again. German delegates receive the treaty. Watch their faces drain of color. Watch their hands tremble as they read the terms. Territory stripped away. Coal mines seized. Industrial regions occupied. The calculator doesn't lie, this is more than Germany can ever pay. The German cabinet meets in crisis. They open the treasury vault. Empty. No gold remains. The war consumed it all. They're broke. Broken. Beaten. And now they owe an impossible debt to the victors. 2 options sit before them. 2 buttons. One labeled default. The other labeled print. Default means occupation. Foreign troops controlling German cities. Humiliation beyond the war's defeat. Admission of total collapse. Print means delay. Means hope. Means maybe, just maybe, they can manage this. Buy time. Let the future figure it out. Watch the hand hover. Watch the moment of decision. The finger presses print. The Reichsbank printing presses roar to life. Not cautiously now. Aggressively. Workers feed blank paper into hungry machines. Conveyor belts move faster. One press becomes two. Two becomes five. Five becomes an entire facility devoted to creating currency. Stacks of bills pile higher. Trucks load boxes of fresh notes. Banks receive shipments. Tellers count with growing frustration because the numbers are becoming meaningless. 1919. The inflation begins. Gentle at first. Almost polite. The price chart shows a slight upward curve. A baker changes bread from 1 mark to 2 marks. Customers shrug. They pay. It's manageable. The government writes checks. War widows receive pensions. Unemployment offices distribute benefits. Officials make speeches about caring for those who sacrificed. Noble words. Compassionate promises. But behind every speech, the printing presses run faster. 1920 arrives. 10 marks to $1 now. Families check their budgets. Concerned faces appear in markets. Something feels wrong. But it's still manageable. Still survivable. People tell themselves it's temporary. The economy will stabilize. Things will return to normal. They won't. They can't. Because the fundamental mathematics haven't changed. Spending still exceeds production. Promises still exceed reality. And the gap between what the government owes and what it can pay grows wider every single day. The printing presses are the only answer they have. So the presses keep running. Keep running. Keep running. The storm is building. 1921. Watch the price chart. That gentle curve? It's bending. 40 marks to $1. The baker erases prices and rewrites them. Again. And again. Customers' eyes widen. This isn't normal inflation anymore. The printing press smokes from overuse. Workers run 3 shifts. 24 hours. No breaks. Fresh currency loads onto trucks in endless convoys. Banks receive shipments they can barely process. Tellers count bills with frustration turning to despair because they know what this means. They understand what's coming. The numbers are lying now. The currency is dying. And everyone can feel it. 1922. The word chaos becomes inadequate. 400 marks to $1. Factory worker receives his morning pay. His wife waits at the gate. Not with love. With a wheelbarrow. The moment money touches his hand, they sprint. Not walk. Sprint toward the shops. Look around. Every factory gate has the same scene. Wives with wheelbarrows. Husbands with cash. Everyone running. Because every hour of delay means the money loses value. Every minute matters. Every second counts. Shop owners stand at chalkboards frantically erasing and rewriting prices. Old price? Gone. New price? Triple. Wait 5 minutes? Quadruple. The shops become auction houses where prices rise by the minute. A man sits in a restaurant. Orders coffee. The waiter writes on the bill, 5,000 marks. The man drinks slowly. Reads his newspaper. An hour passes. He orders a second cup. Same coffee. Same cup. Same waiter. The waiter writes, 8,000 marks. The customer stares in disbelief. The waiter shrugs apologetically. It's not greed. It's mathematics. The currency is melting in real time. Restaurants abandon printed menus entirely. They're obsolete before the ink dries. Chalkboards only. Erasers at the ready. Stack of worthless menus in the trash. Symbols of a functioning economy that no longer exists. Children play in the streets. But look at their toys. Building blocks made of bundled cash. Paper mark towers taller than the children themselves. A mother watches from the window. She's not shocked anymore. She's numb. Father arrives home carrying a suitcase. Not clothes. Cash. A suitcase full of bills for a single day's wages. The family gathers around the dining table. Bills cover the entire surface. Mountains of paper money. They count for hours. It's still not enough for a week's food. The calendar pages flip faster. 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 Approaching the event horizon. Approaching November 1923. Approaching the moment when currency doesn't just lose value, it loses meaning entirely. November 1923. The abyss opens. Watch this counter. Watch the exchange rate. Numbers spinning out of control. Faster. Faster. Out of control. The counter stops. 4.2 trillion marks equal $1. Let that number burn into your brain. Trillion. With a T. This isn't a typo. This is an exaggeration. This is official government data from a civilization watching its currency commit suicide. A loaf of bread costs 200 billion marks. A newspaper? 200 billion. A single egg? 80 billion. A woman stands in the market, crying. Her purse overflows with bills. Worthless paper. She can't afford anything. Not because she's poor. Because the money is dead. Let me introduce you to Johann. 1914. A schoolteacher in Berlin. Respected profession. Young, optimistic, responsible. He opens his first savings account. 5,000 marks. A good start. Over the years, he saves diligently. Does everything right. Every financial advisor would applaud his choices. He builds a middle-class life. Family portrait on the wall. Insurance policies in the drawer. Bonds and investments neatly filed. He plans his children's education. Dreams of retirement in a small countryside house. Everything a prudent man should do. 1923. Johann is older now. Worn. The war aged him. The chaos exhausted him. But he has his savings. 25 years of careful accumulation. He opens his bank book. 50 trillion marks. For a moment, he smiles. Trillion sounds like wealth. His smile begins. Then he tries to buy bread. 200 billion marks. He does the mathematics. His entire life savings, 25 years of discipline and sacrifice, can't buy a loaf of bread. Watch his smile die. Watch the realization break him. Watch this responsible man sit in his empty kitchen with his head in his hands, sobbing. Because he did everything right, and reality punished him for it. Meet Maria. 1918. War widow. Her husband died in the trenches. The government sends a condolence letter and a promise, 10,000 marks monthly pension. In 1918, this supports her comfortably. A small life, but stable. Calendar advances to 1923. The pension check arrives on schedule. 10,000 marks. The system works perfectly. Bureaucracy functions. The government keeps its promise. Maria tries to buy a postage stamp. The stamp costs more than her monthly pension. She's starving. Not because the government stopped paying, but because the payment means nothing. She's dying on time while receiving government support that arrives punctually and precisely. The system works. The money doesn't. Berlin splits into two worlds. An American tourist holds a single dollar bill. With it, he buys an entire factory. German businessmen sell companies for what Americans pay for lunch. Foreign currency holders purchase estates for pocket change. Families lose everything to outsiders who can't believe the bargains. And here's where it gets truly perverse. Some Germans win. Debtors. Anyone who borrowed money. That 20-year mortgage? Paid off with pocket change. That business loan? Erased with worthless paper. Debtors celebrate. Savers cry. The moral universe inverts. Thrift is punished. Debt is rewarded. Hard work becomes meaningless. Planning becomes impossible. Trust shatters. The social contract that holds civilization together? It's burning. Why work hard when wages dissolve hourly? Why save when saving guarantees poverty? Why plan when tomorrow is unknowable? Why trust when every institution lies? These aren't rhetorical questions. These are the actual thoughts in millions of German minds. And when enough people ask these questions, society doesn't just change. It transforms into something darker. The moral compass spins wildly. No one knows right from wrong anymore because the measuring stick is broken. And when people can't measure value, they can't measure anything else either. Not truth. Not justice. Not even basic human decency. Munich. November 1923. A dark beer hall. An Austrian corporal named Adolf Hitler stands before an angry crowd. He speaks about betrayal. About enemies within. About the need for radical solutions. The putsch fails. Police shut it down. Hitler goes to prison. The immediate threat passes. But the seed is planted. In minds desperate from hyperinflation. In hearts broken by economic chaos. In souls seeking someone to blame for their suffering. The hyperinflation didn't just destroy wealth. It destroyed the barriers that keep extremism at bay. 10 years later, that seed will grow. The desperation of 1923 becomes the dictatorship of 1933. The hyperinflation creates the conditions. The scapegoating begins. Democracy dies not from military conquest but from economic chaos. The unthinkable becomes possible because people are desperate enough to accept anything. November 15, 1923. The government finally acts. Not with more printing. With something radical: honesty. They introduce the Rentenmark. A new currency. Not backed by gold, they have none. Backed by Germany's land. Its mortgages. Its real assets. 1 Rentenmark equals 1 trillion old marks. Crowds gather. Skeptical. Why should they believe? The government lied for 4 years. Why trust now? But something is different this time. The printing presses stop. Listen to that silence. For the first time in years, the machines fall quiet. The government cuts spending. Balances budgets. Does the painful things they should have done in 1918. Slowly, painfully slowly, trust returns. Prices stabilize. Shops reopen. Life resumes. The economy begins breathing again. But the scars remain. Forever. The middle class? Obliterated. An entire generation's savings? Erased. The social fabric? Torn beyond repair. The political stability? Shattered into pieces that will take decades to reassemble. Germany fixed the currency. But the damage to civilization was already done. And that damage would metastasize into World War II. Into the Holocaust. Into horrors that make hyperinflation look merciful by comparison. Because when you destroy money, you don't just destroy wealth. You destroy the invisible bonds that hold society together. You destroy trust. You destroy the future. You destroy hope itself. From a golden mark in 1914 to ashes in 1923. 9 years. That's all it took to destroy one of the world's most respected currencies and the society built upon it. This isn't just German history. This is human history. The pattern repeats across every civilization that forgets the fundamental truth: you cannot print prosperity. You can only print paper. And paper pretending to be wealth always gets exposed eventually. The difference between 1923 and now? We have fancier names for the same mistake. Quantitative easing sounds more sophisticated than printing money. But mathematics doesn't care about vocabulary. Reality doesn't negotiate with terminology. And history doesn't forget just because we use different words. Weimar Germany is a warning carved in worthless paper. A reminder that empires don't fall from external pressure. They collapse from internal lies. And the biggest lie of all? That the printing press creates wealth instead of destroying it. The printing press is the most dangerous weapon ever invented. Not because of what it creates. Because of what it destroys: trust, savings, stability, and ultimately, civilization itself. Remember, money is trust made tangible. Break the trust, and everything else breaks with it. Everything. This is the money trail. And history is trying to teach us before we repeat it. Will we listen?